Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for your support. And today in this session, I'm going to explain about a very basic concept in physics, that units and dimensions. And it is very useful to the students who are feeling they are lacking the basics of physics. So I request to every student, please subscribe my channel and click on the bell symbol. You will get the notifications of my upcoming videos. And if you follow my videos continuously, then you feel better in the basics of physics. Okay, now let's move on to the concept of this units and dimensions. Already I said this is a very basic concept in physics. You should be perfect in this concept. You can perform better in the upcoming concepts. Right. Before going to the units and dimensions, first try to understand what is meant by a quantity. So generally, in our day-to-day life, we are using these quantities, and this quantity is simply you can represent as a magnitude or of anything or some amount. And next, move on to the physical quantity. Right. When we say a quantity is a physical quantity, what are the statements it satisfies to call the quantity is a physical quantity? Right. First thing you should remember that the quantity should be measurable. Nothing but we are able to measure the quantity, and whatever the magnitude here we are calling as a quantity, that magnitude we are able to measure either directly or indirectly or by using any instrument. Such a type of quantities we can call as a physical quantity. So simply we can say that quantities which are measurable directly or indirectly. Directly or indirectly. What is meant by directly or indirectly? Right. If you take examples of some physical quantities, then you can understand well about what is a direct measurement or indirect measurement. Suppose whatever the board I have here, if I want to find out the length of this board, I can find out or I can measure the length. Here the length of this board I can measure directly by using a scale or a meter tape or a thread. Nothing but here I am not using any formula to measure the length of a board. Suppose if you take one more physical quantity, that is force. Suppose force is also measurable, and if you find out or if you measure the force, definitely you need a formula that already we know, that is F is equals to m into A. Here to measure or to calculate the force, you should know the values of mass and acceleration. Then only you can find out or you can measure the force. Nothing but here this physical quantity is measuring indirectly by utilizing a formula. Okay. So this is the direct measurement and indirect measurement. As of we know that there are a lot of physical quantities will be there. In that, some physical quantities can be measurable directly by using any instrument. But some other physical quantities we can measure by using a formula or indirect method. Now, is this single statement is enough to decide whether the quantity is a physical quantity? Right. Let's look on this. Suppose if I take the example as a money. So all of we know that money is measurable, either it may be 10 rupees or 100 rupees or 1000 rupees. Shall we consider this money as a physical quantity? As this statement, we should consider money as a physical quantity. But is it right? Absolutely no. Money is not a physical quantity. Why? So that's what I am saying, that this single statement is not enough to decide a quantity is a physical quantity. What is another statement? The quantity should satisfy. Second statement, those quantities are used to explain the laws of physics. Right. This is one of the very important statement you should remember. So whatever the quantities we are able to measure, and those quantities are also used to explain the laws of physics. Again, you will get what is meant by laws of physics. So here, laws of physics is nothing but whatever the actions going around us, like a revolution of Earth, rotation of Earth, how the seasons are changing, how the clouds are forming. So these are all of the actions are going on based upon some laws, and whatever the laws explained about those actions, and those laws gives the information about these actions going around us, those laws we can call it the laws of physics. While explaining about those laws, we should use these quantities. If you use the quantity in the explanation of laws of physics, then only you should consider that quantity is a physical quantity, right? These two statements you should remember to decide whether the quantity is a physical quantity or not. The first statement is those quantities are measurable, and those quantities are used to explain the laws of physics. Now, coming to the physical quantities classification. How the physical quantity is classified? Based upon which factor? Right? The physical quantity, based upon which factor the physical quantity is classified. Now, I am saying that these physical quantities are classified into two groups. One is fundamental physical quantity. Fundamental physical quantity. The other one is a derived physical quantity. Just look at what is meant by a fundamental physical quantity. Right? A physical quantity is fundamental. When we can say like that, when we can consider a physical quantity as a fundamental physical quantity. Now, a physical quantity, whether it may depend on other physical quantities or not. Just you can check either the physical quantities are depending on other or not. Based upon their dependency, we can divide them into two groups. If they are dependent, we can classify into one group. If they are not dependent, we can separate into another group. Now, the fundamental physical quantity is nothing but the physical quantities which are independent. What you can say? Physical quantities which are independent. Which are independent. Right. Which are independent means whenever you are going to measure those physical quantities does not depending on any other physical quantities. Suppose if you want to measure the length of this board or length of anything, that length physical quantity does not depend in other physical quantities of that object, either its weight or its mass or its size. So about these physical quantities, the length does not depend. We can measure directly by using an instrument like a scale or a thread or a tape. So such a type of physical quantities we can call as a fundamental physical quantities. And one more point you should remember about these fundamental physical quantities. These fundamental physical quantities are limited. So those fundamental physical quantities are having only 7 fundamental physical quantities are there as of now. And what are those? The first one is length, mass. Third one is the time, and fourth one is the current. And the fifth one is the luminous intensity. And sixth one is the temperature. And the seventh one is the amount of substance. Right. These 7 are the fundamental physical quantities. And you should remember these all are limited, and those are only 7. Except these, the other physical quantities we can consider into the another group, and those we can call as derived physical quantities. The second one is derived physical quantities. Right now, when you consider a physical quantity is derived physical quantity. So this derived physical quantity is defined as the physical quantity which is depending on other fundamental physical quantities. So simply we can write as those physical quantities, which are depends on other fundamental physical quantities. Right. Examples, if you take area. Suppose if I have a rectangular box, if I want to find out the area of this rectangular box, how can I measure this area? So here it is a rectangle, it is a length and it is a breadth. How we know that? Area of rectangle is, the formula is length into breadth. For finding the area of this rectangular box, you need to know the value of length as well as breadth. Nothing but here length and breadth, again those are as a fundamental physical quantities. Without these fundamental physical quantities, we cannot get the area of a rectangle. So definitely this area is depending on these fundamental physical quantities like length and breadth. Nothing but here one of the physical quantities depending on other fundamental physical quantities. That's why you can consider a area is a derived physical quantity. Again, if you take some other examples like a volume is also, the formula is length into breadth into height. Again, those length, breadth, height are all fundamental physical quantities. Like that, there are a lot of physical quantities will be there. Those are depending on other fundamental physical quantities. Now, in another way, how can you define this derived physical quantities? So in another way, you can write as the physical quantities which are derived from the fundamental physical quantities. We can write as the physical quantities which are derived from the fundamental physical quantities. Now, I think that these derived physical quantities are getting due to the either multiplication or division or addition or subtraction of the fundamental physical quantities. Suppose if you take one example again, the speed. Speed is nothing but we know distance by time. Distance by time. Here, a distance, if you write as a length, here the speed is a derived physical quantity. Why? Because it is depending upon the fundamental physical quantities like length and time. Here, the length is divided by the time. Nothing but there is a relation between these fundamental physical quantities. Due to those relation, we will get some other new physical quantities, and those new physical quantities we can call as derived physical quantities. There we say that fundamental physical quantities are limited, but whereas coming to the derived physical quantities, these derived physical quantities are unlimited. These derived physical quantities are unlimited. Now, next, one more group of physical quantities are also there, but we are not included in the classification of physical quantity. What are those physical quantities? Those are supplementary physical quantities. Supplementary physical quantities. What is meant by the supplementary physical quantities? Or which physical quantities we can call as supplementary physical quantities? It is very simple. In the same way, the fundamental physical quantities are limited. These supplementary physical quantities are also limited. And just simple, you can define that supplementary physical quantities are there. The physical quantities are independent, like fundamental physical quantities. We all know that fundamental physical quantities are also independent of other physical quantities. Like supplementary physical quantities are also independent. But how can we get the fundamental or supplementary? Nothing but the fundamental physical quantities are nothing but theirs are independent, except those fundamental physical quantities remaining are supplementary physical quantities. Just you can write that the physical quantities which are independent, except fundamental physical quantities. Except the fundamental physical quantities. Right. And again, I said that these are limited. Limited means what is the number of supplementary physical quantities? Those are only two. One is a plane angle, and the second one is the solid angle. So generally, this plane angle we can get in the circle in the geometric figures, and the solid angle will get in a sphere. So simply in another way, you can say that supplementary physical quantities are the geometric physical quantities of circle and sphere. Also, you can write, no problem. Supplementary physical quantities are geometric physical quantities. Geometric physical quantities of this circle and sphere. So these are all about types of physical quantity and physical quantity. So already I said that you should remember the two statements, whether it is a physical quantity or not. The quantity which is able to measurable either directly or indirectly, and those should be used in the explanation of laws of physics. Then only you can consider those quantities are physical quantities. Based upon their dependency, those physical quantities can be classified into two groups. That is fundamental physical quantities and derived physical quantities. So their dependency on other physical quantities, if they are independent, then we can consider those are the fundamental physical quantities. And the physical quantities which are depend on other physical quantities, those are derived physical quantities. So apart from these two, one more group of physical quantities are there. Those we can call as the supplementary physical quantities. And the same way, how the fundamental physical quantities are independent, like supplementary physical quantities are also independent, except those fundamental physical quantities. So already I said that fundamental physical quantities are 7. If you remember those 7, the remaining these two you can consider supplementary physical quantities. And already I said that these supplementary physical quantities are geometric physical quantities of circle and sphere. So this is regarding about the physical quantities and types of physical quantities. Now, next upcoming class, just we'll move on to the units. Whatever the units we are used to express these physical quantities and how many system of units we are having and what are those. Thank you. And it is very useful to the students who are feeling that they are lack in the basics of physics. That's why I request to everyone, if it is to share your friends and your children or your students, and don't forget to subscribe my channel and click on the bell symbol to get the notifications of my upcoming videos. Thank you.